Hello, everyone. Wobbly Giraffe here. I want to go ahead and give an update on my research. I've been really trying to organize things because I had a lot of stuff on my screen and it's kind of hard to make sense of it all. So I've done probably 3 or 4 of the companies in the new format to really separate it, break it up, make it look cleaner. One example is First Majestic. So I really tried to standardize the size of things, such as the board. Some of them were going down a lot more than just what you see on the screen cell wise. Um, Clean up the corporate presentation stuff. Once again, that varies widely by these companies. That is good information though in terms of how they view themselves. So that is good information by all means. And then I have a section for their financial forms going down. I'm gonna probably expand this a little bit so I can do more than just 2 years because I think that's important, especially for stuff like free cash flow and whatnot. And some of the ratios I want to see for multiple years, whether it's improving or not improving. So it's nice to have it in one format. I know some of the companies, it just kind of is all over the place. And I think that's going pretty well. And it generally looks a lot more readable. Then I have a section for news, in particular for, I think, is it Aya? See, even Aya, I haven't quite finished that. You can see it's a little less digestible. But I do have a news section as well. Who was it that had? I know someone had a lawsuit going on. I don't recall off the top of my head. It was just on them. I don't think I would memorize that, but that's okay. Anyhow, for something like First Majestic, which I've more or less cleaned up, it's a lot easier to compare stuff across the years. And then what I had is I essentially added a section for the logic of my decision. I'm going to add the financial ratios that I think are important here. And I know what facts I'm looking for off the bat, even before I get to those financial ratios. Now, the ratios are very important. I don't necessarily rule out a company based on that. The reason I'm going to go ahead and do a lot of this stuff by hand is because I know Shardar was missing some of those ratios for 1 or 2 companies. And I'm also not entirely sure how accurate that information was per se. I know for one of the companies, I hand calculated it and it was a little bit off. Plus, I'm not sure what the legality of showing that data is because I bought it from Shardar and I'm not sure they have like a public license that I can show that. And I do think that's important to show in this research. Okay. Regardless, I do like this new format. And essentially, at the end of the day, it comes down to filling out those ratios and the other facts I'm looking for in this final section. Right off the bat, I can say, and I'll probably clean this up a little bit more, maybe make the cells colored instead of text. But regardless, I'm interested in all-in sustaining costs right off the bat, plus some of the metrics it's missing, which is that initial capital and some of those other numbers. But that's a very good starting point. Then it's their total. Let's just do this right now, so it's a little more readable. 1 second, please, if you don't mind. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. And let's do white for that. Okay, yeah. So we can see right off the bat for something like First Majestic, right? Their all-in sustaining cost is very high. Okay. Generally, I'm looking for stuff lower than $10 at $10 at the very least per silver ounce. Okay. Then we want to know about their silver grade, which is typically grades per ton. And we want to know about their total silver amounts in their mine. Okay. So right off the bat, I'm not happy with their all-in sustaining costs. Their silver grade isn't the worst I've seen. It's not the best, but they do have quite a bit of high production per year, as well as total silver, amounts in their mines. Something like Pan American Silver, which I know I've covered this in previous videos, but I want to give an example. I have not quite cleaned this up, as you can tell. I don't think I moved their section down. Give me 1 second. Oh, looks like my data got deleted there a little bit. I'll come back to it. But something like Pan American Silver, I know they were a big fan of people on Reddit, and they had, I think, I believe so, the highest amount of silver in their mines. It was a ridiculously high amount, but their all-in sustaining costs were also very high. Okay. So it's something that's very easy in this sort of format based on the data to present in a very clean format and be like, okay, yeah, here it is. Look here, et cetera, et cetera. So really all I want to do is fill out these three facts plus a lot of those ratios. So typically free cash flow to the enterprise value, the free cash flow to the firm, as well as equity, and then a lot of their leverage ratios, as well as just their general business health ratios. Once again, I'm not too concerned with price to book, price to sales, and those other growth multiples, because a lot of people say that doesn't apply as easily to the mining sector as it does to, or excuse me, it doesn't apply as easily to the mining sector as it does other businesses. Okay. So overall, though, I'm a lot happier with this format. I think it's a lot clearer how my logic flows, and it looks a lot less messy and all over the place. Plus, once again, for financial forms, it's a lot easier to compare and calculate stuff across multiple years. So let's just take, say, not too concerned with dilution. Well, I mean, yeah, that is kind of important across the years. 1 second. So something like, let's just take cash flow, right? Because I like that metric very much so for these firms. I could easily go a little further back. It's on the same page and get like 2018, 2017, and then just calculate that across, get what I need out, and then just calculate it down and add it over to that section I'm interested, because I want to double check Shardar. Okay, I think I've converted 3, maybe 4 of the companies to this, and I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, and notice, right? So First Majestic in my news section, which I'm trying to fill this out a little bit more. I had some of those pictures. I deleted them. Not too hard to find, but they had a legal dispute, and they're still working on that as of this year with the government of Mexico. So something like that is important to note. It might not necessarily have the biggest impact on the underlying business, but that's something that is very important to at least make a note of and point out. Okay. So generally speaking, my format, excuse me, let me zoom out. Excel really does not like me. I want to be very clear about that. Anyhow, so my general format is kind of the board, the presentation, which I had. I'm trying to clean that up, get rid of extra stuff I don't need, the financial forms, then the news, and then the reserves and or the geology. Some companies are a little more forthright with that information. I know 1 or 2 of the companies I saw the geology photos of their mines. I was like, well, they're kind of dig into this area that's going to include more cost very soon. It's harder rock and whatnot. Once again, I don't have a PhD in geology. It is good that they publish that. It's transparent. I'm going to try and read into that. That's not my top concern. Unless it's obvious that they're digging into something that's going to have way higher costs, not be easy to mine. Okay. And then it's kind of that final decision, or here's my logic of why I liked or disliked this company. And I think it flows nicely across as well as down within each section. So that's just kind of a quick update. I'm really working hard to try and finish this, hopefully the next couple of days. It's been a little easier to see the logic and to calculate the numbers in this format. So very happy with that. I thought I'd just provide a quick update. It's 10:15 here. I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep, rise and shine, and just continue the research. I hope everyone's having a good start of their week. I'll see y'all around. This is Wobbly Giraffe signing off. Bye-bye.